all our brothers and sisters across the world in different countries, in different continents, in different time zones, in different conditions. On 3rd of January 2021, on Sunday evening, 8 p.m. Indian Standard Time. And when we talk about it's a green morning in United States, Canada, Latin America. It's a green afternoon when I talk about Europe. When I come little further, I come to Central Asia, Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan, Turkmenistan, Kyrgyzstan, all my brothers and sisters, those are joining from there. Then we come to South Asia, all our brothers and sisters, those are joining from Bhutan, from Afghanistan, from Sri Lanka, from Maldives. And thereafter we go to Middle East, people, those are joining us from Saudi Arabia, Dubai, Kuwait, Oman, Sharjah, Abu Dhabi. We extend them a very warm welcome. And let me go a little far, because our president is based out of Thailand at present. So we extend a very warm welcome to all our brothers and sisters from the ASEAN countries. They are in different time zones. So right from Myanmar, Cambodia, Laos, Singapore, Malaysia, Thailand, Indonesia, Philippines, Brunei, wherever you are, 650 million people population, and our brothers and sisters, all of you. And then Mauritius, Seychelles, Africa continent, and other places. और फिर मैं आता हूं अपने भारत में, अपने प्यारे भारत में, जहां से लोग हमारे साथ जुड़े हुए हैं अलग अलग जगहों से. आप सभी का अभिनंदन, आप सभी का हार्दिक स्वागत, और आज की शाम आप लोगों को बहुत बहुत नमस्कार. Ladies and gentlemen, we extend a very hearty welcome to all of you. It's a pleasure to have all of you with us. And we have got this morning, this afternoon, this evening, a very distinguished guest with us. We have got Sri Venkata Subramaniam Santhana Ramanji, who is the Chief Financial Officer, Merchant Wise Solution LLC, Texas. Along with him, Dr. Vivek Shankar Natarajan ji, Professor of Marketing, Lamar University. हम दोनों का बहुत बहुत हार्दिक स्वागत करते हैं, अभिनंदन करते हैं. And ladies and gentlemen, as this is the first program of 2021 with the non-resident Indians, first Sunday, and it's a beautiful Sunday because the world is getting into new order. 2020, when we talk about, people have passed through great difficulties, great times, and lot of challenges everybody had. So let me come to the positivity, and we are proud to say that the new figures which have been released by Ministry of External Affairs Government of India on 9th of January 2021, there is a virtual Bhartiya Parvasi Divas. And the new web portal which has been launched by Ministry of External Affairs Government of India, they have given the new figures. Now the Indian diaspora and NRIs population has increased to 31 million overseas, and whereas the earlier on the website it was 30 million. During these challenges of 2020, during this pandemic, coronavirus, doctors, nurses, paramedical people, they were great warriors, great job they have done. But at the same time, ladies and gentlemen, our teachers, our educators, our principals, our vice chancellors, our directors, our counselors, our technocrats, they have also done a remarkable job. Imagine 1.65 billion children away from institutions, and they have taken care of them. They are also warriors in their own way. And the entire journey which we had during pandemic, that is making education relevant Monday to Sunday. During the lockdown, we understand thought processes have got affected. Business got affected. Particularly the MSME sector has got a great challenge. And as I dream tourism, think tourism, sleep tourism, get up tourism, walk tourism, talk tourism, tourism, hospitality and airlines interlinked with each other, interlocked with each other, all three have gone through great challenges during this pandemic. Physical and mental health has been affected, and main part of the universe, education. Now, when we talk about globalization of education, and when we talk about the whole world as one, so Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, that means the whole world is one family. We all are one family. We all are together wherever we are. And India always respects culture, social norms. And then, of course, if you're studying, there has to be economic value of your education. And fourth part, why are you studying a particular subject? There's a personal profile of every child also. Get back to जब कोई पूछे कि मुगलों और अंग्रेजों के आने से पहले भारत कैसा था, जब इसके बारे में बातचीत करते हैं और गुरु और शिष्य की परंपरा की बातचीत करते हैं और वैदिक संस्कृति की बातचीत करते हैं और विद्या से अध्यात्म विद्या की ओर की बातचीत करते हैं. So dear ladies and gentlemen, values and ethics that led the practical education in ancient times of India. Imagine those beautiful ancient universities of India. And here is Acharya looking towards the Kandahar. What did they do to Nalanda, Takshila, Vikramshila, and all the universities? From world over, people were coming to India. Imagine, take care of any subject and that was being taught and covered over here. People used to struggle to get a scholarship and to be a part of Nalanda University. Importance of higher education, yes. We want that education by which character is formed, strength of mind is increased, the intellect is expanded, and by which one can stand on one's own feet. When we talk of it, these are the words of 11th September 1893, 127 years back, Chicago, sisters and brothers of the universe, Swami Vivekanand. Education, skills, technology, and creativity. They are the buzzwords of the new education policy, which has been given by the Honorable Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi ji, along with Dr. Ramesh Pokhriyal Nishank, the Honorable Education Minister of India. And this new education policy given to India and to the world is a game changer after 34 years. Can you imagine from 6th class onward, children learning coding, vocational skills, competencies, going out to the corporate sector, 10 days, no bags, no art, no commerce, no science, all being intermingled with each other. Science child can take music, and arts and commerce students can take fashion designing. Anything is possible. Education is being rebuilt with the holistic approach once again. And of course, our teachers, our educators, our principals, and all the education stakeholders have to be re-skilled, re-equipped with the new approach. Education is now learning-centric. It is no more teaching-centric. It's all learning-centric, and there is an accountability. What is the outcome of that? Vocational education is very, very important. Every child got to pick up, and for that matter, training is very important. And skills are more important than knowledge. Subject knowledge is not that important, but your skills are very important. And all the research which is coming from world during pandemic, soft skills are more important than the hard skills. And when you talk about it, 85% is soft skills. And when you talk of it, post-pandemic world, 5 core competencies which everybody got to have: adaptability, creativity, critical thinking, resilience, and self-management. These are the key leadership competencies. आत्मनिर्भर भारत. भारत पहली शताब्दी से 15वीं शताब्दी तक कैसा था? यहाँ कोई गरीब नहीं था, कोई भिखारी नहीं था, कोई अनएम्प्लॉयड नहीं था. एजुकेशन की शिक्षा, एजुकेशन की प्रणाली में सब लोग आप में आत्मनिर्भर थे. सब लोग अपना काम करते थे. और आत्मनिर्भर भारत की जब हम बातचीत करते हैं, तो we got to look towards self-employment. Be your own boss and don't consider that you're going to be fired. Your personality and emotional intelligence. It is not IQ. It is EQ which is more important. And that when we talk about emotional intelligence, your self-awareness, your empathy, your self-motivation, your self-regulation, your social skills, all they are buzzwords. Emotional intelligence is the foundation of critical skills. That everybody has to see. Emotional quotient is so important. Don't forget, spiritual quest is very, very important. And there comes emotional quotient, intellectual quotient, and spiritual quotient. We got to search our own soul. And when we talk about resilience, must be built into our education system. how all of us together can rebuild Bharat. Once again, Punah Bharat ko Vishwaguru banna hai. And the other day, I'm grateful to Professor Vivek Shankar Natarajan ji, all the deliberations, discussions, and all the dignitaries, all the NRIs, and all our Indian diaspora, those have come from time to time. And when I have been asking the questions to them, how to get people from America, Canada, Europe to come to India, why will they come for higher education to India? And the question was, they will come for spiritual journey. They will come for spiritual quest. All facilities are there. All comforts are there. But what they are looking forward to is spiritual quest. And ladies and gentlemen, future education is holistic education. Education, skills, and MSME. When you talk about it, micro, small, and medium enterprise got to be built because it is directly linked with your startups and it is directly linked with your entrepreneurship. That part is very important, which we all have to consider and which we all have to see. And that's why ICSI is focusing on holistic education with the confluence of when we talk about education, skills, and micro, small, and medium enterprise. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a proud privilege. Our chamber, ICSI, with the help of Indian diaspora, only intellectual capital, only their spiritual capital, only their technical capital, not a single rupee being taken till date in last 26-year journey with non-resident Indian. I wish to tell right on the global platform, not a single rupee being taken from any Indian diaspora in last 26 years. What we have taken? Your goodwill, your intellectual capital, your contacts, your networking, and your wisdom. What should we do? And we set up the finishing school. 36,000 children have got free education, complementary education, without paying single rupee in last 26 years. And that is the way we have moved on. Our focus from morning till evening during this pandemic, when we have done 500 plus webinars during those 9 months, ladies and gentlemen, we are proud in a very humble way to share. We have been doing the beaming 12 hours per day for the entire globe, whether teachers, whether students, whether counselors, whether technocrats, world over. We used to start in Australia, Fiji, New Zealand, and coming from there to ASEAN, going to Middle East, going to Central Asia, going to all the way, all the countries world over, African continent, Mauritius, Seychelles, everywhere. And then, of course, in India, we have been doing 12 hours beaming complimentary. And that is Monday to Sunday across the entire globe. And in a very humble way, we are doing 26 webinars per week. 26 webinars. Education is not complete unless you have the complete quest being taken care of. Teachers and youth empowerment. And that is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. 4 days. That is with the Ministry of Education and Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship, their pedagogies and andragogy. Friday from Singapore, water management strategies, because water crisis is going to be the next issue. And then every Saturday, Chicago, Swami Vivekanand. Every Sunday morning, Srimad Bhagavad Gita and India's main principal Upanishad, all the way from United States. And 3 p.m., like Sunday today, 3 p.m., India ASEAN, 5 p.m., micro, small, medium enterprise. And then, of course, Ayurveda every Saturday. Your mental wellness and your physical wellness is very important. And Saturday and Sunday, 8 p.m. with the non-resident Indians. And every day, 12:30 in the afternoon, what does today's youth want? What do the millennials think? What are they looking forward to? And Monday to Friday, 3 p.m., 5 principles every day. You can imagine 25 principles. Imagine their intellectual capital coming as a confluence in one podlock. 9 months. We have, how many souls we have touched? Youth empowerment is our focus. And we tell every youth, discover your talent. We tell every teacher, you got to re-equip yourself. because it's very, very important. The time has got speed. And if we do not change with the speed, the technology is going to leave us behind. Teachers got to be empowered. And education got to be relevant to my day-to-day life. Whatever life I'm leading. Water conservation, we have already discussed with the Ministry of Jal Shakti, Government of India, we are doing lots of work. During pandemic, data we have collected from world over. Women empowerment is very important. We have taken the challenge. More than 5,000 girls were on the platform together. Teachers empowerment we have discussed. And this is what we have done. All these celebrities, I will call these water specialists from world over. They are all celebrities. I'll call them celebrities because they gave, what have they done in Brazil? What have they done in South Africa? What have they done in Israel? What have they done in Singapore? What have they done at other places? Remarkable. And this was the beautiful journey. We have completed about 18 webinars on Swami Vivekanand. Organic farming. This is the rooftop of my residence. I'm doing my own kheti. And ladies and gentlemen, we should start growing our own vegetables. It's very important. Environment protection is very important. You should know what is going inside your body if you want to make Atmanirbhar Bharat. Health and wellness is very, very important. And that's why we consider Ayurveda is an integral part of our living. And thereby, can you imagine all these Ayurvedists, 9 months, all of them, they had come through the Ministry of Ayush and Namo Gange. We are so grateful to all of them. They were the part of this particular journey, 9 months. And Professor Satyendra Dhiman, who had been our president for 3 years from Woodbury University, Burbank, California, first PhD in education, second PhD thereafter in Buddhism. Thirdly, now he's working on Vedanta for last 25 years. And with Manohar Shinde and along with others, Vidya se Adhyatma Vidya ki aur, Shrimad Bhagavad Gita, and all the principal Upanishad. Startup, entrepreneurship, and MSME. That is the buzzword what we have taken. When we talk about MSME, we are proud of all these corporate. Those came on the platform and we had a Thanksgiving for them on 27th of December before we have rolled in. We are thankful to all the ASEAN speakers, all the 10 countries. They came together on this platform. We are proud of them. Now, this is very important slide, ladies and gentlemen. Our chamber recommendation for the Indian corporate and Indian diaspora together when we take on, it is something in a very humble way. Education is the base for human peace, prosperity, growth, development, and harmony. Thereby, if we want to make India self-reliant, we got to empower the education ecosystem once again, which was badly destroyed by Macaulay's philosophy. Government of India should encourage investment in education sector. SEZ, special economic zones, now should be known as special education zones. 2% of the CSR, which Indian corporate have to spend next 5 years, they should spend on education. And 6% of the GDP, which government has announced, we must get into education as a priority. 500 top corporate to whom we are reaching out in India, we are requesting them next 5 years, help out. Don't give money to anybody. Invest. Give it to children directly. Give it to schools. Adopt it. And same thing goes. We tell Indian government, don't spend money now on construction. You should spend on technology. Give connectivity. Give seamless connectivity. Give bandwidth. Give basic mobile phone to those children. Those are in far-flung areas and economically from the weaker section. And to our Indian diaspora, all our brothers and sisters, we would make only one appeal. Don't give any money to anybody directly. Don't give. But whichsoever place you belong to, adopt some children. Give them education. Give them basic apparatus. Give them basic equipment. If you provide and if you empower them with education, this is what is the research from our chamber during this pandemic. And that is your basic food, your basic health, and your basic education. B2B is no more business to business. Now it is back to basics. Sustainable development of the world. So ladies and gentlemen, here comes the last slide. Whatsoever human mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. Let's come together. Let's make education relevant. It's a global confluence of educators, inspirational speakers, motivators, technocrats, counselors, wellness experts, corporate, government administrators, and decision makers, all of us together. At this age, I want to make only one humble appeal. If I can come up to this age and this stage, anybody can come. And secondly, at my age, I have to give back to society. I have not to take from the society. And that is the way I want to be very, very clear about it. Here is the website of ICSI. Here is the email of ICSI. And here is the WhatsApp number. We all can get together. Now, after the corona and after this pandemic, after this lockdown gets over, people will have a lot of inhibitions. They will have psychosomatic problems. They will have lots of difficulties. That's why we have tied up with the Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship, Government of India. And we are going with Sector Skill Council from tomorrow onward for next 6 months in India. We are working in the direction, and this is the chairperson of the Wellness Council, Sector Skill Council of India, that is Ministry of Skill Council, Dr. Mahendranath Pandeyji. Every evening at 5 p.m., we'll have a special program on mental wellness, physical wellness, spiritual wellness, so that you remain fine. Now, children, I know you all stayed with your parents. Your parents might have not gone to the job. They might have faced the difficulty. They might have got a problem. Now, what I want to tell all my Indian children, you are my children and grandchildren, I want to tell you only one thing. Mobile phone, you won't leave. You will use it. You will use it most of the time. You will see it, but don't waste time on mobile phone. The social media you should use, you should empower yourself basically to earn your own pocket money. Our chamber is starting a special series for you in New Year. That is from tomorrow in the afternoon at 12:30, where we will talk to you how to earn money from your mobile phone. And we want to work in the direction every child should be in a position to make 50,000 rupees per month from your social media. It may be blogging, it may be sales, it may be marketing, it may be public relation, it may be virtual event. We will teach you every day, Monday to Sunday, and we will tell you how to earn your pocket money from your own mobile phone. Don't waste time. You have to bring balance between technology and your mental health. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a proud privilege. This morning, this afternoon, this evening, we have been joined by a very distinguished guest, Sri Venkata Subramaniam Santha Naramanji, Chief Financial Officer, Merchant Wise Solutions LLC from Houston, Texas, United States. We extend him a very warm welcome with a folding hands. Shri Venkataji, originally hailing from Chennai, cost and management accountant both from India and the USA, MBA in international business from University of Houston System, certified internal auditor, working for a private equity space as a portfolio company, CFO of the Hunger Rush Restaurant Technology AI company. With 4 decades in corporate finance, entrepreneur, and board level experience, his focus is to create and enhance maximum value from every venture. Venkatji is also associated with RSS from childhood and for the last 15 years acting as a national vice president of finance for the America's premier charity navigator, highest star rated non-profit Seva International. Seva USA supports hundreds of NGOs in India in education, skills development, healthcare, girl toilet projects, artisan produce marketing, youth development across India. He is also associated with Divyang empowerment projects with voice of specially able people, as well as rural health projects with Ekam Foundation India. Recently, to find treatment solutions to COVID, he with other volunteers launched Care Inc., which runs internship program with CSIR India with 200 virtual interns for the last 6 months. Today, he will share his experience and he will teach us what exactly is the social entrepreneurship in the changing world. We are thankful to Dr. Vivek Shankar Natarajan, Professor of Marketing at Lamar University. He is a professor of marketing and he is holding his Bachelor of Engineering, his electrical engineering from Bangalore University. And thereafter, he did his MBA in International Business from Panjab University and his PhD he has done from Texas. Professor Natarajan is one of the most experienced professors in the area of online education and role of technology in higher education with continuous involvement in that area for about a decade. He was awarded the Distinguished Educator Award by Federation of Business Discipline, Association of Collegiate Marketing Educators in 2018. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in extending a very warm welcome this evening to these two distinguished guests who had been very kind to spare their most valuable time to be with us this morning, this afternoon, this evening, with lots of prayers. We extend a very warm welcome to both of you. And I would request Professor Vivek Shankar Natarajan to moderate the deliberations now and to take our journey onwards on social entrepreneurship with our distinguished speaker of the morning, afternoon, and evening, because we are in different time zones with Venkatji. Pranam. Namaskar.
Namaskar. Venkatji, namaskaram, suswagatam, vanakkam, and Gulchanji, and those of you in Bharat Desha, Shubha Sayankalam, Vande Mataram. This is a great day, and there's a reason that there's a tradition in South India. Again, remember the New Year is typically we celebrate on April 14th with the Baishakhi, but there's a tradition now, even January 1st is kind of become a quasi-religious, because we Sanatana Dharma Hindus, we find divinity in everything. Sarvam Aishavasyam idam jagat. So in that sense, with that, January 1st, there is a tradition in South India, especially Tamil Nadu. People start with the darshan of Tirupati Balaji. And so this is the first program of the year. And it is fitting that we start with Venkat Subramaniam. Venkat means Tirupati Balaji connection is coming directly. And not only that, the reason I requested Gulchanji that we should get Venkatji on the program. I live in the city of Houston. Houston is no stranger now to people in Bharata because of the phenomenal success of Howdy Modi, which again is an all because of the efforts of harnessing the creative power of NRIs that was made happening because of the vision of Bharat Ratna Prime Minister Vajpayee ji. And then Gulshan ji has been a big part of that movement through his initial Punjabi Pravasiya Bharat Divas, and then of course the Pravasiya Bharat Divas, which is going to happen next week. So it's a very interesting juncture that I said we should have Venkat ji, because whenever in my mind I need anything to be done in Houston, we call him Mr. Seva. Mr. Seva, that is Venkatji, has been an epitome of Seva. But remember, Seva comes only when you are strong yourself. And he's also very successful in his profession. In terms of he was a very successful professional in India. He emigrated to the US, and then he has been risen to the position of a CFO. He is also a very successful people person, because he doesn't like a guru. The good thing about a guru, that is Adi Shankara says in Totakacharya says in Totakashtakam. Guru, the beauty of a guru is he will make you grow and come up to your standard. So he's a person who mentors people. He's a guruji in that sense. So I thought we cannot have somebody better than him on our panel to talk about empowering education through empowering educators. Because अगर हमको अच्छे शिष्य चाहिए तो अच्छे गुरु चाहिए हमको. So that is what it is. So with that, I have to request Venkat ji to talk. Venkat ji can talk about a lot of things to a lot of people in a lot of ways. But today we said our focus is to empower India through empowering entrepreneurship. But even in entrepreneurship, most people think it is about starting a company and selling it to a venture, putting some money and selling it for a multiple of 10x and exiting and making money. And that is not bad. We need that capitalistic spirit to grow the economy. But then there is also a side where you can harness the power of entrepreneurship to change society. And this especially post-pandemic, the world is going through a lot of societal challenges. And it is only fitting that we also start to deliberate on the power of social entrepreneurship and how our youth can invest and commit to a career in social entrepreneurship and change not only their life, but on their bank account. That is also important, but also change society, because when the society grows, as they say, a riding tide lifts all boats. So it is imperative that we start investing in social entrepreneurship. So I said this year we should have somebody very positive, but somebody who can also impact society, because 2020, as they say, was more like a winter. It was somewhat of a dark hour for the whole of mankind with the pandemic. I hope 2021 starts to be a spring year. We start light at the end of the tunnel with a vaccine and immunity and herd immunity, and we can move back to becoming a more robust economy across the world, where the news we will start to hear is more positive than negative. So in that spirit, I wanted somebody with that optimism and that cheerfulness to come and start this year. So in the cricket, we say the first 15 overs are the most important. So we need a great opening batsman. So Venkatji is a good combination. He can be like a Krishnamachari Srikanth, who can hit very fast, but he can also be like a Gavaskar who can kind of play defense when it needs to, so that he's that aggression and, he can do that. So I'm sorry, I'm using cricket analogy from older days when I was watching cricket. I'm not using the contemporary names, but you get the point. You need somebody who can get the runs, but you can also hold the wicket. So Venkatji is going to do a great job. Without much ado, Venkatji, namaskaram, welcome. Let's get the deliberation started. And as you said, we will also do some Q&A to kind of keep the attention going. Thank you, Venkatji. And thank you, Gulshanji.
Namaste, everyone. I think everyone can hear me. First, I would like to thank Dr. Gulshanji and Dr. Vivekji for this opportunity. I'm very, very humbled and honored to share my thoughts and my whatever little I know in this world for next 30 to 45 minutes. It can be a good dialogue. It can be good exchange of thoughts. Also, I'm very thankful to people who are very eminent, who are going to change India, who are going to change the world. Listening to this, basically, it might give us a lot of reassurance. Most of the thing which I would like to cover, everyone will already know. I will start with Swami Vivekananda ji says, education is a manifestation of perfection already in human. Okay. It's not something which we invent. We simply discover our inner potential. Okay. So we have a very rich heritage, rich history, which got destroyed for last 400 years because of all the Macaulay type of education. We have to reclaim our glory in this world. Okay. Again, when I go to Swami Vivekananda, when my Swami Vivekananda decided to go to America in 1890s, you know what is the world population? World population is 1.4 billion. You know what is India's population today? 1.4 billion. So less than 1% of India lives outside of India. That means 99.4% of the people have to live in India, and we have to make our own world out of this. And the 0.6% Indian diaspora, our NRIs, it is our obligation, it is our responsibility to make sure our Matrubhumi, our Punya Bhumi, our Karma Bhumi, India needs to lead the world. Okay, that Param Vaibhavam is very much needed. So I would like to first start with education. Education should not only relevant, it has to create reliable citizens, so that people who can depend on us, who can really trust on us, and the other thing. So that education, reskilling, I will expand that reskilling into responsible skilling. How do we make ourselves responsible? How do we make ourselves where we can be productive? How can we make ourselves to support each other, right? See, if you go back to India's history, until 1700, India was the richest country in the world. Okay, you know why? We created our own world for ourselves. All our systems, all our things were interdependent on our own strengths. Okay, and we always believed in helping each other. Social structures, annachatras were there across India. Nobody was having hunger, right? So is it possible to recreate that? Yes. Okay, 140 years ago, with 140 million people, this world created its own world, right? At that time, America was not a number one country in the world. British, with a small group, was ruling the world. Suddenly, what happened? Why America became number one? Last 20 years, I'm living in America. I asked this question. One thing they did was they invested in universities. They invested in education, like Dr. Gulshanji said. They invested in the primary research. And people who adopted research were not money minded. They worry about how do we change this world after 100 years, 200 years, 300 years. They never worked for themselves. There is no I, me, myself. It's always about others, which few thousand years ago, our Vedas called it Nishkamya Karma. Okay, Kamya Karma means you do something for the benefit, for immediate benefit. Nishkamya Karma is for the benefit of, not selfish benefit, for the benefit of others. The Nishkamya Karma of researchers made America number one. Okay, and we can learn from that. We can relearn from that. What we lost in our glory, we can relearn from that. Okay, right now, I saw Gulshanji put environment, profit, and other thing. In American universities, it is thought like triple bottom line. Okay, you have to worry about economic profit, you have to worry about ethical business practices, and you have to worry about environmental. Socially, consciousness starts with ethics. Without we having good ethics, nishkamya karma, selfless mind, we cannot create anything. Ethics is the root cause of everything. First, we have to believe in goodness. We have to believe in goodness of others. We have to spread goodness. This goodness is going to change India. This goodness is going to change the world. Okay. And again, we always say in our scriptures, tan man dan seva. Tan means self, how we can give ourself. Man means our mind share. Mind share is very important. Okay, without mind share, nobody can do anything. We can't focus anything. Okay, and dan means resources, money. Okay, so this tan man dan seva is what creates the social awareness. Without having that social thinking, social entrepreneurship cannot happen. Okay, I'm first defining what is social. That should be triple bottom line. That should not be a I, me, myself. What is in it for me should not be there. It's always about what is in it for everyone. In everyone, you are also included. Okay, Pandit Deen Dayal ji wrote a beautiful book called Ekatma Manavavad. That means it whole world is one family, that Vasudhaiva Kudumbagam. How do we make sure the capitalism teaches you how to make profits? The so-called socialism tried to give distribution of resources, but both lacked something called human values. Okay, because it created what you call it collateral damages. Capitalism created collateral damages. You can fire people, you can have inequalities and other things. Communism created a collateral damage of not bringing out the best potential in you. So Deen Dayal ji, when he wrote Ekatma Manavavad, he said, this is what we need. We have to become interdependent social structure. I would strongly recommend everyone to read Ekatma Manavavad of Deen Dayal Upadhyaya ji. The second book I will suggest is, please read the book of Sadhana of Service, written by Eknath Ji Ranade, Mananiya Eknath Ji Ranade, who built Vivekananda Rock Memorial. After that, who built Vivekananda Education Society, Vivekananda Medical Mission, worked with a lot of remote villages like Arunachal Pradesh and other things. It's a sadhana. He wrote a book called Sadhana of Service. Without having that very strong theoretical foundation, we may not be able to go there. Okay. And the next step I would like to say is, we have to become a leader. Okay. We should not become a manager. Okay. You can Google it. I don't want to bore you. What is the difference between a leader and a manager? Okay, there is at least 25 things there. At least there are 250,000 sites define what is leader and manager. We have to be a leader and manager. The only one I want to explain the difference between a leader and manager is, manager always sits at the top or in the middle, whereas leader can be at the bottom. It's called service leader, right? It's a servant leader. So again, leadership is just to fill the gap. Wherever you go, you see wherever there is a gap around you, if you start filling the gap, you are a leader. Okay. Identifying a gap, filling a gap, working towards the gap. If you can't fill it alone, create a team, you are a leader. Okay. Mahatma Gandhi ji said, what happens to a leader? When somebody wants to show leadership, first thing happens to you is people will ignore you. They see you keep on doing your thing with endurance and perseverance. Next, people will oppose you. Okay, because they don't like, because they don't want your way. So people are different. Okay, like Dr. Rajaji said, Kennedy asked in America to Rajaji, why do you think India will not succeed in communism? Because at the time, America was worried India will become a communist country in 60s. Rajaji said, in India, everyone is his own world. They will never become communist. Okay, that's what Rajaji answered. But after 60 years, whole world the whole world has agreed that cannot succeed, because every individual is an institution. That's what Rajaji said. So Mahatma Gandhi said, people will oppose you. People, by the way, both of them are Sambandhis. Mahatma Gandhi's son got married to Rajaji's daughter. So it's a historical information. So Gandhiji said, first people will ignore you, people will oppose you, then people will accept you, then people will follow you. There is 4 stages. It's not easy. Again, 4 stages is not new to us. We as Indians, we always have a stage for 4, right? First, learn, which is brahmacharya; earn, which is samsara; enjoy, which is samsara. E for A, you can do many things. That's called vanaprastha. I can give 20. I don't want to bore you with that. P is sannyasa, nothing but penance. Okay. And again, World Health Organization recently wrote about what are the 6 aspects of life. Okay. It starts with physical, mental, emotional. Mental is different, emotional is different. And intellectual, spiritual, okay, and psychological. Okay. All these things are different. And well-being should be in all the levels, right? So that's what it is. And again, I was intrigued when I saw Dr. Gulshanji's presentation about IQ and EQ. It's not only IQ and EQ. There are 6 or 7 Qs developed by American social scientists. IQ is intelligence quotient. Everyone thinks, okay, I read a book from my age, from a person from the age of 10 will go to IIT entrance. The only life aim is to get into IIT, then show up there for 4 years, then you suddenly became the intellectual of the world. It's not. Okay. You put more effort on knowledge like IQ, but there is next thing is called emotional quotient. Emotional quotient needs empathy, care for others, care for everyone, care for animals, care for environment, care for trees. Emotion is all about not showing our emotion, respecting everyone's emotions around you. That's emotion. Next is curiosity quotient. You have to be curious. Without being curious, all our Vedas wrote what is curiosity around us. Curiosity quotient. Then open mind. Okay, we always think my way is highway. No, there is 4 ways of doing things in this world. My way, your way, right way, and wrong way. Open mind always teaches you what is the right way of doing things. Whether it is my way or your way, as long as it is the right way, we should do it. Wrong way, we should not do it. That is what is open quotient teaches you. Curiosity means not Googling and finding an answer. Okay? Because you may get a wrong answer. Nothing wrong in Googling. Initially, understanding what it says, then think. Curiosity is about using our own brain. So that's one thing. And then adversity coefficient. When Mahatma Gandhi said, right, when you do something, people will oppose you. You will meet with a lot of adversity. You will deal with a lot of rejection. There will be a lot of prejudice. How do we manage this? We have to become heterogenic animal, not a homogenic animal. Okay, I speak Tamil. If I surround myself only with people speaking Tamil, I will not appreciate other people. Okay. The biggest problem of Tamil Nadu is that they don't learn Hindi. So now I feel, okay, I lost the opportunity of learning a beautiful language in this India. India's official language is Hindi, but I don't know how to speak Hindi. I feel bad for it. So we have to not have any prejudice towards anything, language or any other thing. Again, national education policy talks about mother tongue, learn different languages. So I'm just bringing to the topic. Before I come to entrepreneurship is very easy to talk. Without creating the social framework, talking about entrepreneurship is waste of time. That's why I'm spending a lot of time here on this. So adversity coefficient talks about reach, control, ownership, endurance, perseverance, all those things. Then that should be called a decency coefficient. You have to be decent. You have to respect others. Okay. You can see criticism is the easiest thing we can get. We are judgmental about everyone except us. Okay. Thiruvalluvar said it in Tirukural. Okay. I'll say it in Tamil and try to translate it. I think I'll do a decent job because I'm talking about decency quotient. Okay. Edilar kutram pol tan kutram kangirpin tidundo mannum uyirke. When you are criticizing the entire world, when you start criticizing yourself, the whole humanity's illness will be cured. That's what it means. So before blame others, try to see that whether you are correct. Self-correcting is very, very important. We always assume others are wrong. I am right. We always have double standards. Okay. And in Seva International, recently we started a project called Self, which is sleep. Can we sleep 8 hours? Can we switch off our phone at least for 10 hours, right? Why should we live with our phone for 24 hours? Suddenly you wake up at night, 12 o'clock. First thing you see is go through your smartphone, see who said what in WhatsApp, who said what in Facebook, who said what in Twitter. You start reacting. That communication is a noise. It's not a signal. How do we convert noise into a signal is our life. Okay. So first, one thing good you can do, sleep 8 hours, switch off your phone. Second, exercise. The only thing me and myself allowed is taking care of your body, because nobody can take care of your body. Except you are a child, first 2 years, your mother will take care of you, your parents will take care of you, your grandparents can take care of you. After that, it is your responsibility to take care of you. That is, exercise is very, very important. Third is living in the presence. Okay. The living in the presence is very important. When you talk about past, we don't celebrate past success. Okay. We always worry about past failures. Living in the past is it's history. Also, it creates a lot of sorrow. And living in future always creates stress. Oh, what will happen? Okay, we have a lot of fear. Getting over fear is very important. Fear of missing out, fear of being wrong, fear of failure. Okay, you can say any type of fear is waste, because we are all going to die one day. Okay, somebody can live 90 years, somebody can give 100 years, somebody can give 40 years. Year 2020 taught us anybody can disappear without anything. The moment we are gone, we are gone. Okay, whether you are living in your photo or doesn't mean that. Our life has to be protected. First, we have to protect to help others. So that is the only area, this thing. And F is food habits. We have to eat right food. This is what we started a self group. That's one. So I just want to give that, because getting over fear is very important. Then only you can communicate, create a teamwork, become a charismatic leader. Charisma is very, very important. Inspire devotion in others. Okay. When we see Mahatma Gandhi, we say this, right? Mahatma Gandhi is also a human being. He practiced certain things. We are seeing a lot of saints in this world. We are doing this because they inspired a devotion in us. They became charismatic. So becoming charismatic is the whole thing. And the last point about social thing is, before I move to entrepreneurship, is energy fusion. Okay. In Lalita Sahasranama, there is a stance which says, Sadusashti Ubacharatya Kodi Yogini Ganasevita. Okay. Bhaskara Raya, when he was writing a Bhashyam for that, Bhaskara Raya is the one who inspired Arvind Ghosh to become Swamiji from a revolutionary. Okay. Bhaskara Raya, 300 years ago, when he wrote a Bhashyam on Lalita Sahasranama, you know what is the inspiration? He went to Kashi. He was debating with all the people. At that time, one guy asked, hey, you say you are a very learned guy. Please answer what is the meaning of Sadusashti Ubacharatya Kodi Yohini Ganasevita. He said, as a human being, we have 64 different needs, 64 different points. We have to satisfy all the 64 needs. Our energy is divided into, Koti means 10 million, right? 10 million ways our energy is there. By satisfying all the 64 needs by penance and other thing, merging all 1 crore things becomes, yoginis have become one, become a fusion. It's an energy fusion. We have 1.4 billion human beings. Everyone's Koti Yogini is fusioned into one. Who else can beat India? Okay. We have a demographic dividend. Recently, last 10, 15 years, people talk about demographic dividend, meaning around 60 to 70% of our population is less than 35 years old. The whole world is jealous of us. Okay. India can become a manufacturing hub. 1 in 5 are Indians, 1 in 5 are Chinese. And nobody likes Chinese in the world. Everyone likes Indians, right? Because of our work ethics, all our NRIs, even though we are 0.6% people, we created a good image with this. Whether we do yoga or not, people think that we do yoga every day. That's what the whole world thinks. We should do. And we taught seva. Okay, what is seva? Yoga and seva, we taught with our selfless work. When an Indian is appointed in any job, he will work 12 hours. His boss will say only 8 hours. He'll work 12 hours. He thinks working is living, right? So we created yoga, we created seva, right? These are all our brand values we are giving it to the world. Okay. So coming back, that energy fusion we have to adopt. We don't know what are the treasures we have. Okay. Now I'll come to entrepreneurship. Okay. And entrepreneurship is very simple. Anything you do, only 3 things important. Am I solving a big enough problem? Can I solve a big enough problem? If it is not a big enough problem to solve, don't solve it. You can't solve every problem. As an entrepreneur, you have to solve a big enough problem. The second question you should ask is, can I solve it well? Is it a big enough problem? Can I solve it well? The third thing is, by solving it, because it's a big enough problem, it creates a very good impact. I can also make money out of it. Okay. I can also make money out of it. Think of a temple priest. Go and observe a temple priest. Okay. From morning till night, his only job is to dress up the idol, to do puja, to do this, and pray for every devotee comes, every problem. He's the guy who should solve the problem, our priest, right? That is their life. All 365 days they have to do that. Okay. They also get paid, but they live a life of solving others' problem. Okay. Western thoughts taught us money, power, fame, whereas our Indian thoughts are money, people, God. Okay. Money is important. Our Hinduism never says don't make money. Make what you can. Becoming a billionaire is allowed in Indian system. Okay. But spend what you need. That's why I said leap, right? Learn brahmacharya, earn samsara, enjoy samsara. A is austere life. Vanaprastha's very important thing, austerity. Living a simple life. You don't need so many things in this world. It's a burden. I was very happy 30 years ago without a cell phone. Now I have to maintain. Every year I get new models. Okay. I have to change the model. I have to manage so many things. And one day, if I don't charge it, my life is gone. 30 years ago, I didn't have this headache. Okay. I really wish I go back to that world. Okay. I'm giving an example. Austere lifestyle. Austerity. Then penance. Right. So, entrepreneurship is all about solving a big enough problem, solving it well, and making money out of it. Okay. While doing it as a dedication, as a sacrifice, as a nishkamya karma. Okay. Going back to Peter Drucker was a management guru. Anybody reading MBA should read Peter Drucker. Okay. He said, profit is an outcome of a good business. Profit is not business. Profit is a good outcome of the business. So doing good business is our ability, right? So entrepreneurship involves all those things. It involves all the coefficients. You can have very good IQ. India's Nobel Prize winner, Sir C.V. Raman. Okay. He started a business. He became a biggest failure. Sir C.V. Raman, world-renowned scientist. The entire fiber optics in the world works on his light theory today. When he started a business, he was a big failure. Okay. Emotional quotient, social quotient, curiosity quotient, diversity, adversity quotient, okay, decency quotient, social quotient. Empathize this world. Okay. Anybody who is relevant means he's useful to others. Nobody gets a job if you are not useful to that company. That company cannot survive in this world if that company is not useful to someone. Whether making money or not, everyone should be useful to others. So that is what is the relevant education of national education policy. You have to become reliable, and you have to get the overall objectives of the company. It requires communication. It requires teamwork. It requires charisma. It requires sadhana. Sadhana is a lifelong mission. Again, Swami Vivekananda said, take one goal, work for it for the entire lifetime. Then you become that. So it's all about how do we define, redefine, adopt, and become one. Okay, so it's within us. It's not very difficult. But when you do that, the last point I want to make and close it, if you want to do something, you know what is the biggest problem? What I should not do. Letting go of 99 things to do one thing is the biggest problem. We get confused. We all think we are all Wall Street hedge fund managers. We believe in portfolio management. Okay. Oh, I do this. Particularly our kids are the very sad. Okay. Even NRI kids, they will put them into 10 classes. They will be in music. They'll be in dance. They'll be in karate. They'll be in this. The parents will think if their parents did the same thing to them, they would have hated them for life. Okay. We put everything assuming that, oh, something will come out of it. Nothing wrong. Trying a lot of things is good. But concentrate on one or few, precious few, and grow that. That is what is making us successful. So we recently invested in a venture, social entrepreneurship venture. It's called Socially Good. The objective of that Socially Good is to any non-profit who wants to have platform, they can register with them and do it. Okay. Again, we can make business, make profit out of it. Think about Voice of Specially Abled People. Voice of Specially Abled People. We recently did a worldwide art competition. 100 countries. Lot of people wrote art on Divyang Jan. Okay. When you do a social enterprise, can we do, okay, people who are physically disabled, we call it Divyangs now, right? Specially abled. Can we make sure that whatever produce they make, can we create a market out of it? Creating a market for people, instead of they being a burden to the society, can we empower them, educate them, empower them? That's what Dr. Gulshanji said. So taking a socially responsible project, okay, again, the women power, self-help groups. We have 100,000 self-help groups. You know what is their return on whatever loans they take? 99% they return. They don't create a big NPAs for the banks. Can we create a microfinance corporation of India, which can take the microfinance to the next level? And how do we teach managing money? Okay. One thing I can tell you, I'm a career CFO. I'd seen even the best of the brains who are CEOs, who are big executives, who are big professors. One thing they don't know is they don't know how to manage money. Unfortunate, because we don't teach them. It's not very difficult. Our Indian household, our mothers know how to manage money. You give them 10,000 rupees, they will spend everything within 9,000. They will save you 1,000 rupees for that. Learning finance management from our mothers and grandmothers, a lot of people don't know what to do. They mess up things. It is our job, okay? I don't want to name anybody. India's biggest industrial house, a senior industrialist died. Their two children got the wealth. One son make it big, other son became bankrupt. We don't want to be that other son. Okay, I will not name anybody. It is our responsibility to manage money, to manage market. That is social entrepreneurship. Social entrepreneurship is not just enthusiasm. Enthusiasm will evaporate. It is a sadhana. It is a penance. It requires a lot of austerity. It requires a lot of sacrifice. And get over fear. Okay. Being wrong is okay. Thinking wrong is okay. You can always correct it. You cannot be a dead wood. You know what dead wood means? If you put it in a fire, some wood will not burn. We don't want to be a dead wood. We want to be a wood which can be burnt, change its form, become ashes. That energy it creates can make rice into a big cooked rice, correct? How do we make us to help them, this world, get the cooked rice, the whole world be a better place? And again, thanks for the opportunity. Thanks for listening to me. I'm just sharing my thoughts. Every one of us has the similar thoughts, same thoughts. Having all our thoughts coming together is the beginning. Working together is the progress. Winning together is a success. That is called Sangam Karanam Kachami, Buddham Karanam Kachami, right? That's a Buddhist words, right? We say that. So thanks for this opportunity. I'm again very humbled and honored to be part of this. Anything little I can do, I can contribute. I'm more than happy to do that. Thanks, Dr. Gulshan ji and Dr. Vivek ji. Namaste.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. And I'll tell Professor Vivek Shankar, please take it forward.
So first of all, Venkatji, it's so inspiring. And normally when we are a Shrota, we are a Vakta, we don't become Shrotas. But today you made each of both Gulshanji and I also to become part of your Shrotagan. I mean, we are Shrotagan in some sense, but today I was also getting a lot of inspiration. I mean, that is a very, very interesting thing. And I think, we have really been lucky that we have you as our opening batsman for this year, but that sets a very good tone. But let me go into a couple of specifics. You talked about sadhana, but sadhana is never separate from a sadhak. And to understand sadhana, you have to understand a few, maybe exemplar sadhaks. Can you name in your example any good sadhaks that have inspired you, from whom we can learn this process of sadhana? Because sadhana is very esoteric, it's very abstract. But a sadhak, when we read his life, let's take, we say Dharmam Chara, very hard to understand. But if you want to know how Dharmam Chara, you create an exemplar in Rama, Ramo Vigrahavan Dharmaha. And then you have a Ramayana, and Ramayana becomes a dharmic text. So that is the Indian tradition. So can you name some sadhaks from whom we can learn the process of sadhana? I mean, I'm sure there are multiple, but if you like to showcase something that will inspire our younger generation.
Yeah, I think I can start from Hanuman. Hanuman is the biggest sadhaka. He was simply serving Ram. He was a very powerful guy. He can fly, he can even get the Himalayas. But with the dedication in which he served Ram, okay, that is called sadhana. Habituated, okay. Temple priest is a sadhana. I already said it, right? We can learn from those kind of people. People who pick all our garbage on the road is a sadhana, guys, okay? They may do it for money, but if they don't do it, can we all live in a clean world? Our scavengers do sadhana, okay? A lot of people, I can say. Our healthcare workers, putting their life at risk, or army professionals like Dr. Gulshan ji, Major Gulshan Sharma ji, okay, putting their life at risk, they are sadhanas. The one thing what is very important is sadhana is practice every day. Adopt something, practice that every day. Okay. And when Dr. Hedgewar started RSS, all he said was only one thing: go to Shaka 1 hour a day. Just go and play. Do 1 hour a day. That's all you have to do. Oh, what? 1 hour a day? In 1925, they said, oh, it's only 1 hour a day. You have to go to Shaka and play and talk and come back. Do Prarthana. Okay, even Prarthana came later. After 90 years, after 80 years, 80 to 90 years, India's president is from Shaka. India's vice president is from Shaka. India's prime minister is from Shaka. You can name it, right? How it is possible? That is sadhana. Believing in something is sadhana. So do something regularly, repeatedly. That's what it is. Okay. That is what it's a marathon race. It's not a sprint race. Oh, can I do this? Get this certificate? Can I become? No, that is sprint. We don't want sprint. We need marathon races which comprises of hundreds of sprints. That fusion, that's what I said, sadhusashti upacharatya kodi yogini ganasevita. That entire kodi yoginis become one. That fusion makes sadhana. Thanks.
Venkatji, how did you start your life to become in your sadhana? Who inspired you, and role of family, a role of gurus, and and since you mentioned Bhaskar Raya ji wrote the commentary on Lalita Sahasranama. It's called Saubhagya Bhaskara. Very, very, that is the inspiration for all the Tantra sadhana even today. It is the most cited reference manual, so to speak. So very, very profound book. And yeah, go ahead, Venkatji.
First of all, you are making me very embarrassment. I won't call it sadhana. I am trying to learn sadhana every day for last 50 years. So, but every individual, every human being should learn sadhanas. Okay. My sadhana started with going to Shaka at the age of 14. RSS shaped me as an individual. Lot of big yogis, I could meet them. They devoted their entire life for the country. I was very fortunate to meet with them. And in 2007, I'm giving this for a reason. Okay. My personal life, I went to a very big struggle. Okay. But at that time, we were helping Bhutani refugees. Largest Hindu migration of 60,000 Bhutanis came to America. Seva International settled them. Every day I used to go to the Bhutani refugee camps and talk to them and other thing. Seeing their miseries and other thing, every day I think how blessed I am. How blessed I am. Helping others make you better, not others. Okay. Again, Swami Vivekananda inspired Rockefeller to become a philanthropist. It's a big story, right? And Rockefeller said, first he told Rockefeller to donate money. Rockefeller said no. Then Rockefeller one day, 120 years ago, went and donated $25,000. He came with a lot of pride and came to Swami Vivekananda in New York, said, Swami, now I donated $25,000. So are you happy? No. Swami Vivekananda said, you should be happy. At least your mind gets purified. It's not about others who get money benefit. It's you who get benefit. Letting go of you, your mind, your money, tana, mana, dana, seva. That is sadhana. That's what even Eknathji Ranade wrote. And I was fortunate to meet him in 1982 before his death. And there are many people who inspire every day. Today, Dr. Gulshanji inspired me. You are inspiring me. Everyone is inspiring. So we learn every day and we are trying to do sadhana. And sadhana is something is a requirement to lead a life. At the same time, claiming I do sadhana creates a pride that's not good for sadhana.
Is, in Venkatji, they said, Kandavar Vindile, Vindavar Kandile. So you're kind of being that honest and, humble person. If you say you do sadhana, you're not a sadhak. And if you say I have no clue of sadhana, maybe you're doing sadhana. So your answer solves that riddle for me. But moving on, I know we have had conversations a lot of times about two things. I mean, one is the Indian economy, and the other one is shaped by your own information that you get from your children. By the way, Venkatji's children, one son went to MIT, and now he's on Wall Street as a trader. He has been very successful in his professional life. His second son is in the University of Texas at Dallas, very successful kid. But both of them do Shiv Puja every day whenever they are at home. And they know a lot of Vedas. In fact, we acted in a play where I actually played the Guruji and they played my Shishya. So I always call them your Shishyas for life, although you might have role played. But we share and we have a lot of common things. And they even wear their choti, their shikha. So the tradition, but these guys can own anybody in a debate or a marathon competition. So what did you learn from your kids? Because they are kind of an interesting thing. They came from a very traditional upbringing, but they have done very well in the American competitive arena of higher education, getting into great schools, succeeding. Can you talk a little bit about it to inspire our younger audiences?
So I am fortunate. When I came to America, I went to a place called Temple, Texas. Temple is a place's name. That city name is Temple. Okay. I was so curious. The name itself is Temple, and there is a Hindu temple there in Temple, Texas. Okay. I went there. There was a gentleman called Mr. Rao. He's the president of the temple. Okay. I was sitting and talking to him. I asked him, see, I'm new to America. Help me about how to live a life in America, how to grow. That gentleman told me one thing: your kids do what you do, they don't do what you say. If you want your kids to follow something, you do that first. Without you doing something you are asking your kids to do will not work. Okay. At that time, I used to do pujas every day. And my older son was 4 years old. Then one day he said, can I do? Because he's 4 years old. When his father is doing something, every child thinks father is the greatest inspiration, right? So my son is no different. So he said, he started doing it. Then when he was 5, I told him, see, now your dad is very old. I don't have that energy. You should take over my puja, I told him. So that's how he did it. Then the younger brother got inspired by older brother. Our Hindu culture teaches 4 things. You rekindled my thing. Paramabhujaniya Guruji Golwalkar always said 4 things. Okay. First, dharma. Protect dharma. Dharma means not only order, it's also dan is also dharma. Dharma has got 2 meanings in Sanskrit. So protect dharma, and dan is also dharma. Second, samskriti, protect your culture. Okay. Any society, particularly it's very relevant question for social entrepreneurship. Am I protecting dharma? Am I doing dharma, dana dharma? Okay. Every dharma is different. Samsara dharma is different. Work dharma is different. Protect dharma and dana dharma. Second is samskriti, that is whatever is the culture, protect. And then itikas, Ramayana, Mahabharat is a way of life. It teaches a lot of good things. A king can follow his father, a king can follow his mother, a king can follow his guru. His guru said, go and break the bow and marry Sita. Vishwamitra said he married. Then the father said, go to forest. He went to forest. Okay, Mata, Pita, Guru, Devama, Acharya Devo Bhava, right? Matru Devo Bhava, Pitru Devo Bhava, Acharya Devo Bhava, Atiti Devo Bhava, right? So when Atiti came, Sita Mata went and donated. They've protected Dharma. They got into trouble for protecting Dharma. Still, they don't left Dharma. As a king, he has to listen to the prajas. So even Sita Mata has to go to forest. He protected Dharma. That's why Ram we are glorifying as a god, right? He's a god, right? Similarly, Krishna, Bhagavad Gita. So that is the way Itikas helped. The last part Guruji said is parampara. There is no good. If you have all the knowledge, keep it to yourself. Create your own parampara, lineage, right? So you as a professor, Dr. Vivek ji, and then Gulshan ji, you all create your own paramparas. So I can talk for 40 minutes, but you are all living that life of protecting Dharma, promoting Dharma, Samskriti, protecting our culture, and Idikas, creating role models, then Parampara. So that is what is helping. This is what Guruji Golwalkar said. It's not my words, but thankfully I remembered that.
Yeah, another thing that brings Venkatji and me kind of very, very close is we talk a lot. When when I go to his home, he will say, Venkatji, I'm coming for only 10 minutes. But the 10 minutes he knows, I know, the 10 minutes balloons into 2 hours, because we'll start talking about, how do we grow India? Of course, we have another interest to astrology and all that, but that's different. We'll say, Venkatji will say, this is how we should do it, and very passionately. And I'm a kind of guy who doesn't take easily answers, well, but he's like an elder brother. He'll say, Vivek, this is how we should do it. And then there is wisdom. Maybe some of us have knowledge, but the wisdom. So that is important. But so Venkatji, what is your idea for India going forward? What is India? I mean, you have seen the best of both the worlds. You have been a grassroots person in the Sangh in India, and you're also a great builder of community in the US. You kind of, and with one good thing about Venkatji is he'll talk to everybody, whether a kid, older gentleman, somebody visiting dignitary from the Sun, he's always there in the line. Howdy Modi, he was there very, very active. But at the same time, a villager in Tamil Nadu, we can go and talk to him, and at a brother level. And so I've seen that a lot. He says, I'm basically a community guy. So what is it that you feel from your perspective, your vantage position, the growth of India? You have explained that, but if you can talk a little bit about the economic aspect of India, given your role as CFO and all that. And
it's not about me.
How did your CFO training in India help? I mean, the training in India helped to become a CFO.
Yeah, it's not about me. It's about how to be a good social entrepreneur. I will answer it that way. Your feet should be on the ground. Your head should be light. Nothing should go to your head. Your feet should always be on your ground. You should always think you are a very ordinary person. Because that is the truth. You are an ordinary person. Okay. As long as the feet is on the ground, okay, there is 2 types of organizations. One, they say, okay, I am an umbrella organization. Okay, I create an umbrella for you. I am the Govardhan Giri, come and stand under my umbrella. Okay, that's one type of people. Okay, particularly a lot of Western models are like that. Whereas Seva International or any other organization I am associated with is not an umbrella organization. It's a platform organization. We are the platform. We allow everybody can stamp on our body. Okay, that gives a lot of humility. That gives us a lot of sense of satisfaction without a sense of pride. Anytime you get sense of satisfaction without sense of pride, that is called spirituality. Naraseva is Narayan Seva, Sarve Bhavantu Suhinaha. So that gives us the platform to see that, okay, I am relevant, I am reliable. At least God has given us some opportunity to do something. Okay, that mindset is very important. Oh, I am doing this, doesn't work because nobody cares about you. Okay. Everyone cares about themselves. Okay, this I, me, myself, okay, should not be there, except take care of your health, take care of your emotional health, all the health, because only you can take care of your health, not others.
See,
Anything else?
Venkatji is like an ocean. Gulshanji, Venkatji is like an ocean. You can keep plunging into the depths and getting what we call Ratna. So he's typically, I would call him a Ratnakara, a Seva Ratnakara. But I know with the interest of time, I know he has another scheduled meeting and he typically is always busy man to catch. But so I will give the floor to you. Again, as I said, Venkatji is an elder brother to me. If we don't get enough of Venkatji, there is always another day we are going to get him. See, remember, he is an opening batsman. That doesn't mean he cannot come back again. They can always have a second innings with Venkatji. So with that cricketing analogy, I turn the floor over to Gulshanji.
I'm retired, not hurt.
Thank you.
Yes, and you have hit a century, right, Gulshanji? Can we say that today was a century?
My deepest gratitudes and thanks to Sri Venkatji. And I become more humble after hearing his views. Every word has gone deep into my process, into my thought process, into my vision, into my cerebrum. And I won't call them questions, but all the points put across by Professor Vivek Shankar Natarajan that expected more. Finally, sir, before we close this session, what message would you like to give to the teachers and the youth of India? Final word from your side. Because
become self-confident. Become self-confident. Without having confidence, you can't do anything. The biggest gap I see in Indian kids is they are not self-confident. Create self-confidence, promote self-confidence. Don't have a fear of failure or fear of being wrong or fear of missing out or fear of being different. Self-confidence is the key. I hope everyone gets that. That will make India the great place.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. It was a pleasure to have you today with us. It's the first program of 2021, and we become more humble. Our deepest gratitudes and thanks to you for having come over and having spared your most valuable time and to share your thought process with us. Our deepest gratitudes and thanks to you, our salutations to you. And our deep thanks to Professor Vivek Shankar Natarajan also for having joined us this evening over here, this morning over here. And all our brothers and sisters across the world, those are a part of this particular program. We are more humble. Let's take India to the next trajectory. भारत को पुनः विश्व गुरु बनना है, भारत को आगे जाना है, और that is all possible when we empower education ecosystem. And please do not ask for employment. You have to become self-employed. You have to go for startup. You have to go for entrepreneurship. And that's why today we brought the beginning of the year, the first program that is basically your social entrepreneurship. With these words, आपको बहुत बहुत प्रणाम, आपको बहुत बहुत नमस्कार, आपको बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद, आपको कोटि कोटि प्रणाम, बहुत बहुत आपका शुक्रिया कि आप आए, आपने समय दिया, आपने अपना बहुमूल्य समय दिया और आपके शब्दों से हम सब लोग प्रेरित हुए. ये सब वाणी जो है अभी उन लोगों के लिए भी है जो इस प्रोग्राम को यूपी से वॉच कर रहे हैं, बिहार से वॉच कर रहे हैं, उत्तराखंड से वॉच कर रहे हैं और मध्य प्रदेश से वॉच कर रहे हैं, राजस्थान से वॉच कर रहे हैं. और वेंकट जी ने एक बीच में बहुत अच्छा शब्द आप लोगों के लिए कहा था जो आपके लिए प्रेरणा स्रोत होना चाहिए. इन्होंने कहा मैं हिंदी सीखना चाहता था, मेरा बहुत मन था कि मैं भी हिंदी सीखूं, मैं भी हिंदी को जानूं. एक बड़ा अच्छा शब्द इन्होंने बीच में यूज किया था हम सब के लिए. So ladies and gentlemen, world over, I personally feel that Major Dr. Gulshan Sharma has become more humble today, this morning, this afternoon, this evening. So stay fine, stay fit, and let's make India much better. Let's take to the next stage. And once again, Bharat ko punah Vishwaguru banna hai. और उस डायरेक्शन में हमको वापस जाना है. With these words, we are grateful to Venkatji and we are grateful to Professor Vivek for having spared their most valuable time to be with us today and to give this inspirational note